You know, I should really get an uploading schedule because this is going to be going up like 3 hours earlier in the day than going up at like 4 in the morning, going up around like 1 or so. That's, of course, my time. I don't even know what time zone. I don't even know what time zone Blocks is on. But I guess probably Eastern. Because that's like where most people that I know live is in the Eastern time zone. I never liked this track when it comes to actual racing. Because if you look on my channel, you'd see like league racing and stuff. Like I attempted to do one earlier, but that went awry very quickly. Which is annoying because it's on like one of my favorite tracks. If you've ever played any racing game with real cars in it, you would probably have Suzuka in there. Or some version of Suzuka, which is a Japanese racetrack that sadly didn't make its way on here. Hmm. I should probably start the race, huh? I was looking at my tablet. That's louder than usual. Or if this will reset it wrong again. That was too loud. Ow. You know, when I manage volumes, Byrne has decided to make up for his tire puncture in the last round. And he's just running away. I think with the assistance of Gearhead, only up in second place and really blocking the entirety of the field. And Sparky is a second layer as well. This is like the back of the pack rebellion going on here. This game is just hopelessly lost to try and figure out a way to get around these two. And Byrne will continue to run away. Actually, 3 hasn't gotten off as well as the other ones have. Angels finally gets past Sparky, but is skittish with Gearhead? I mean, that's, oh dear. Oof! That was, I don't know if that was Gearhead's fault, but I mean, he hit the curb, so I don't know how much more he really could have done. There is something going on back there. Got spawned or something. I saw some slow moving dots on the map and I thought there was like somebody that wrecked each other. Let's push the movie. Nope. Psych, you thought. Gearhead finally loses his places. Though with any amount of luck, HotHead might actually score in this race. He's also been bumped at some point by someone else, probably Alex. Yeah, 16 might have finally gotten around the slip oaks and he's now starting his chase after burn, but that's already a hefty gap that has been gifted to him. As you can see. They're approximately an entire billboard section apart. That makes no sense. Danny now hits Danny off. Order of operations. Three-one goal and split it pretty easily. I think the race is basically spread out pretty well here. I was thinking too, I could wait until like maybe some sort of break, like over a weekend or something. I would want to almost put take these down, take them off the playlist, and then re-upload them and put it back on the playlist in between or after Keyblade plays through Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, because that's canonically when it happens. Actually, no, canonically it happens first. But if you look at the playlist, the two are kind of shuffled around between each other. Okay, 16 Angels quickly close that gap. Oh my lord. Danny and Alex now fight. Also, after this race, you need to check on the options to make sure the game doesn't do the reset glitch, and instead of changing the graphics, didn't change the deafening audio that I was subjected to when the race started. Angels is now completely filling Burns' mirrors. Are you gonna try that already? almost hit the curve already. Let's see how this goes. I think Danny's just gonna get him. Or not. Oh, could have passed him. So these two fight, Bert can get closer as well. And 60 Angels is a faster, modern car. Here we go. Gonna give him some room there, Danny? Just use the track too. What is going on? I would even want to watch anything else. These two are nuts right now. After like 7 corners, Danny finally gets that maneuver done. Oh, rip Gearhead, no points still. Don't worry, Gearhead, I've heard you've changed cars in turbo racing. Maybe you'll get an improvement for the next part of the championship or something. There's a nice, well-rounded car. No extra weight to throw around. Pretty lightweight as well, so... maybe the organizer will change around? I have no idea. Honestly, I'm not him. So I couldn't tell you what the organizer is going to do. Doesn't hurt. There goes Bert. A mimic of Alex versus Danny from like a lap ago. Oh, and no. Well, there goes that effort. Burn, hold on to that. Let's make him screws up again. Oh, the race is over. Oh, there's still one lap to go. Oops. Six Angels wins. Burn and a impressive second, though that's down mostly to the Gearhead and Sparky. Basically being a giant wall for like 2 whole laps. I still don't know how to say that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's usually at 55. And these two are usually at 80. Another bogey like that, and 16 Angels might actually catch Danny's in points. Now what this does, what tire blankets do for the unengaged is, before any kind of, for most kinds of races, racing teams will put tire blankets around the tires of cars, and they get them to, they'll help get them and keep them at the optimum, like, optimum level of temperature. But without them, the tires start off very cold, meaning the opponents will have to struggle with the car not having as much grip as it should. And this might lead to some early race chaos, which after most of that race, except for Alex and Danny trying to put on a show and Bert and Byrne doing so as well, the race wasn't really that full of action. No, there have been worse, I think. I kind of feel like, I'll say the first race is probably one of the worst ones in the series so far. Like, Red Bull Ring, it just got so spread out. Yeah, it's so much better volume. So what you get caught on too. I should just stop revving the engine. It's still kind of loud, but it's not too loud. If I want to cut something out, all I have to do is just do this. Bring up PlayStation's quick menu. I bring up the PlayStation's quick menu, and nothing will appear on screen. As you see there, I turned the volume up too high. I took it down 2 notches, but I put it back up 4, so that was a no-no. XT3 is going to... no. Byrne is going to lead the first lap. More than likely. Bert's already about to have gained 3 places in 50 seconds. Or so fast. But in fact, this is something to consider for turbo racing as well. Danny? You okay? Yeah, he's fine. Something to consider too for turbo racing Keyblade. In the World Race film, Red Baron was present, but for some reason they didn't bother to put that in the game, and so that's why So Fast was even there. So you could take that into consideration for turbo racing, because Red Baron's in that game. I just realized Bert's car has my league racing number. I've always used 71. Well, at least when I can. Oh, okay, Bert. I mean, I guess XC3 is taken worse this season, for this, in this series. Is Ryan Storm seriously back there? Yeah, he is. Ouch. Come on, man. Some flames. Metacog easily passes race cam. And Danny will follow through. Bert chases Byrne. Probably looking to get revenge after he lost second to him at Imola. Or as usually F1, when they used to race there, they called it the San Marino Grand Prix, which is easier to say than Imola, because I've heard so many wrong pronunciations for that name. There's Imola, Imola, Imola. Imola, Imola. Come on, it's not that hard, is it? That was pretty not difficult, I don't think. This is currently a robot 34615. X3 leads the robots on rare occurrence here. Usually that's Metacog doing that. I'm trying to talk over Danny's car because it's so much louder than many of the other ones. Actually, the Metacog's might be louder. Burns is nice and quiet. X3 is also very quiet. You are loud! And this Mustang ain't that much better. And so fast was still in 9th, but now he's down to 10th. Might be down to 11. Yep, there it is. Vert has left the building. I think the only reason X3 is still in 3rd is because these two are running side by side to this kind of small area, or thin area of the course. Now this track, I believe, is in Belgium. I don't even know how you say it, but I'm gonna guess it's probably like Zandvoort. It's not on very many games, unlike its other Belgian cousin known as Spa, which is like, again, considered one of the best racetracks in the world. And there's also another one in Belgium called Zolder, which is not as good, but F1 did race there at one point, I think. Namely, if any point Spa couldn't do F1 at the time, like track construction, or just Zolder forked out more money. There was also a time, I think, where they were alternating years where they were on the Grand Prix. 16 Adels has joined the fray because XT3 has created a very effective wall for almost an entire lap. However, that all ends right here and right now because Danny has top speed and he will see you later. Oh? Oh. Not that easy. Well, I mean... Oh? Oh? He does not want to lose that place. XT3, he's not the fastest, his car isn't the greatest, but he does not give up easily. And I guess that in itself is a talent that some drivers might not have. As you look back here to see the procession of the backfield cars, which are all really even, and they would actually be kind of interesting to watch in their own race. But, yeah, that's not why we're here. This is why we're here. Race cam in a record high position for him. Anywhere beyond the first like 2 laps anyway of a race. Still sat in 7th, but I think that is going to change that. Especially as soon as I get onto a straightaway where that is faster than that. I mean... he's faster than himself. He's that fast, I guess. 16 Angels got Metacog at one point. I didn't see that. And now he will do the same with XT3. Probably. Never said it'd be easy, but in 16 Angels' mind, it probably should be worth it when the pass is eventually completed. Where a noisy V8 comes into shot. This game is still holding 7th, huh? Alex apparently tried the outside of that. That never works. At least not in general circumstance, like where everyone's on a largely even playing field like this. Other than car performance. Now that hasn't. Metacog has still yet to clear XT3, though he does still have another lap or so to do that. And the main part of it's going to be, is he close enough to get him down the front straightaway? Because if not, then we might actually have a drag race down to the finish line. Or, if Metacog is really feeling Omega about it, he'll just dive him right now, but I don't think Metacog rolls that way. He attempts to chase down Danny, and this could actually be big if he catches him, because that would be like a couple of points gained on him in the championship. Let's see Metacog attempt to outdo XT3 down this. Yeah, that's probably a bigger deficit, and yet because of the way that the car has to brake so much more with its worse handling, XT3 gets even closer than it did with 16 Angels or Danny. So he boggled up the exit of that corner, and therefore I've lost. Anyway, race cam is holding up Alex. Not well enough, but he tried. Not that anyway. That was awkward silence at its very finest, and Vert wins this race. Byrne, I think, once again might pull off the miracle P2, and or second place, whatever term you want to use for it, I suppose. Daniel might actually defend, or might take, no, never mind, Daniel will not take it from him. No yoinkage. Actually, 3 with 6th place though. It might have been a small, never mind, the only reason that happened like that is because of the timing of Ryan Storm getting passed or something. Race cam managed to beat out Ryan, which is impressive. There is one issue too, and I don't think this issue's ever going to be resolved in the same way that Gearheads was. When the cars are based off of the vehicles that the Hot Wheels, like the characters have in Hot Wheels games, certain cars will get better than others quicker. And for example, Danny has the top car of his type right now. He can't get much better until we get to the, like, top tier race cars. American 16 Angels, but he already has one of the best sports cars you can get. Burt Wheeler can get a little better, but not by much. Ryan Storm, like Danny, can't get much better until we get to the, like, juicy end of the high-end, like, race cars. Metacog cannot improve. This car can't get any better. I'm even trying to think of the cars that these characters even have now. There is no NASCAR in this game. Otherwise, Ryan Storm could take that at some point, but he's stuck in the Mazda RX-7 until the end of this plot line, pretty much. Burn, however, having one of the lower end cars, a very prestigious and powerful vehicle type, Lamborghinis, Burn has tons of room for improvement. That has some improvements to make, not too many, but he will actually make a really big jump towards the end of it because of certain cars that are available to him. Alex, similar to Burn, can really improve because of the kind of car he has, a Ferrari. He doesn't have a top-end race car, but he has a top-end, like, track day car. XT3 can improve a good amount, actually. You can't get to the total top-tier cars, but as far as, like, into mid or upper mid-tier type race cars, like GT3, as they're called, XT3 and GT3, you gotta do well then. Like I said, race cam cannot improve. There are no other kind of American muscle cars. That's the problem. Race cam has gone from Roger Dodger to Snake, and those are both classic muscle cars. Those don't exist at all. We just have to give him a modern muscle car to make up for it. I, myself, am supposed to be Zodic, though, ironically enough, I don't become the character. Race Car Man does. Or just Raceman, as we are calling him. And he gets classic hot rods similar to, like, So Fast. If Turbo Racing's anything to go by. So either I'm just Zodic, or I don't really need to be there at all. Justice is in the same boat as that. He has similar cars to choose from, the Lotuses. So Fast... regardless of whether he ends up in Red Baron or Way Too Fast, can't really improve much. I just went to... I just hit the reset button on my remote by accident a little bit. Oops. Sparky can improve. She has a solid race car to switch to, as well as a decent sports car to get in later. She has options that most other people here don't actually have yet. Of course, it doesn't really matter what race car man sits in. Though, if it's supposed to be a hot rod, I might put it in some sort of classic Grand Prix car like the Lotus 25. And then Gearhead. I don't know what I would make of Lakester just yet. probably other classic Grand Prix cars, which those are kind of an odd place. They're kind of in the same level as like production cars, like a slightly better version of what Alex might be in. They have really good top speed, but they don't turn as well as they should. Anyway, I think this is like their shortest track here. Yeah, because it's so boring, I didn't extend the number of laps. Also in Italy, Magione is almost a track I didn't even put on the calendar because I didn't like it very much. I say calendar, it's not an actual racing league here. But I never liked this track, and in hindsight I kind of wish I had put the Junior Monza course. Maybe like an alternative version of Silverstone, because there are 3 more versions of that track I didn't use. Almost some cars went down to exit. That could have been an issue. Now, 16 Angels has his work cut out for him here. Oh. Found the curb there, Danny. XC3 will try to escape the wrath of that and many others, but this not being an amazing track for him. I don't know, actually it's not bad. We do have this long straightaway here, but other than that, I seem to remember this track being kind of tight. Technical, meaning that vehicles with less power don't really suffer the consequences just as bad as they normally would. They can put me on pole. That's cute. Like how fast that went away. I tried blocking Metacog there. I don't know why I insist on using cockpit views when they never look very good. Yeah, as much. I didn't say they don't suffer consequences, I just said they don't suffer as many, or as bad. Oh, it's a Velocity X1235 right now. If Danny can just get around Burn here, we could have an all Velocity X top 4. And Sparky's holding up both Metacog and Burn, so that could happen down the straightaway. That is, of course, if Sparky actually plays her cards right. Though I don't think she has. Though I don't think... No, in the context I was referring to, she doesn't have to hold off Metacog. She does have to hold off Burn, though. But she didn't really do that as well, either. Oh, I did add an extra lap to the race. Yeah, sorry XC3, you're not gonna get away with a lucky win this time. I don't think, unless something crazy happens as Metacog tries to get around you. Sparky and Storm come to disagreement. Storm is now on threatening that. Bert and I tangle, not very long because my car is shit. Suck his additional horsepower, XD3. What a metal guy, you always need to leave with the space. That's an F1 reference. Well, he's definitely doing it now. Give him like 4 lanes to use up there. Oh my god, Metacog. You just give Danny a hard time for being aggressive, but Metacog throws that thing around like it's a child's toy. That's what you have to do to use a car like that. I don't know, I'm not driving. But still. After looking in, the way he drives that looks very rash. You could say it's Rash 1. It's just terrible. Eject me now. I get to a straightaway, and here comes Burn. I said, here comes Burn. Burn! Yeah, Burn definitely came alright. Actually, they're just questioning at this point. I don't know what he's... Though? The organizer is really the beacon of fairness that he sometimes claims to be. You really need to do something about Burn here. Assuming his powers are beyond taking random cars, placing them in different locations, and watching those cars get raced for his own amusement. Which I would assume they are. If that's the only thing he has, he's far from intimidating in any sense of the word. So to sum it up, I'm planning on there being 5 sections of this. Each of the other 4 introducing new drivers into the overall plot line. Some might get adapted to the Keyblade LPs, some of them probably won't. Like, there's at least 2 in the next one that's planned that I almost guarantee won't make it into any kind of LP other than this. And while they work in the context here that you know, they're just random, or allegedly random people, other than these, like, you know, the Hot Wheels heroes. That allegedly random people are just kind of being brought here. Like myself and two of the other clan people. And there's a comical reason why the third one is, or the fourth one is there. But those are completely random people being brought here. Then that kind of works in that context, but with the LP arc, I don't know what you're gonna call the second arc, because the first one was called the That arc. Maybe the Turbo arc or something. Turbo arc actually doesn't sound that bad. And it started at Turbo Racing, just like the That arc kind of started at Beat That. I mean, technically it started at Stunt Track Challenge. I mean, we could call it like the Stunt arc or the Storm arc, but the actual plot climax kicked off in Beat That. I don't know where the plot climax is going to be in the new arc, so I couldn't name it that way yet. So maybe the temporary name be the Turbo arc. Alright, I don't know how long or short this track is. But I did reduce the number of laps, I suppose, so... Then, regardless, that's convenient because we're running low on episode timer, I think. So the loading screen goes, I was going to continue the 5 things. Basically, it's going to be 5 sections, this one being the That epilogue. The second one will be called Finding the Organizer, which is the villain's name until we determine who or what it is. Or at least come up with a better name for it. Part 3 probably be called, like, maybe have a thematic theme to it. Probably something like improvement, or vehicular improvement or something. Part 4 would be the chase, and then part 5 would be the final showdown. So the plot writes itself just by the names of the sections to it. What's over here? Crash. Danny and Ryan with the immediate advantage for the first 20 seconds of the race because it's a long straightaway into a long corner. Here comes 16 Angels. Swan dive. And after this race and this part ends, there'll be one more part to go with 4 races. You can just hear that in the back. Oh my lord. Vert! Vert with the daring maneuver on 2 different cars. I think race cam and he got burned at the same time. Some Lamborghini signs, almost giving you a spoiler to what Burns' last vehicle will be. Some drivers might actually choose to stay with their mid-tier race cars, either because they don't have a choice, or because they just like them more. And of course, you know, it's normal in any situation. different Hot Wheels characters will have better cars or worse cars than other ones. I mean, Alex is one of the more efficient combinations of man and machine. However, that wouldn't be proven here so well. I don't actually think this car is as good as Vulture is, obviously, but I think later on, when we get to the chase and the final showdown, Alex will be around for all 5 parts. As well, I think, probably, I'm just gonna look at this list here. Ryan, he'll be around for the first 2, but until the finale, he shouldn't show up again. First 2, not show up to the last one. With the super race cars in the final showdown. XT3 should be here all the way up until the final showdown, where he doesn't have the car to match. Angels probably stick around all the way up until, again, like XT3. Probably can't get to the last round very well. They do real well in the third one. Metacog probably won't show up after the second one. Bert, oh yeah, he can actually run almost all 5. He might end up having to skip out on part 3. The high-end production cars for his vehicles aren't that great. What the hell? Burn should be here for every part. Actually, he might have to skip out of the finale. And if he does choose to appear, he won't have the greatest car for it. He should be fine to do pretty much every round. He may again might skip round 3. His high-end production is not that great. One that is thick. Race cam. He'd be wise to just go away after this one. But I think knowing race cam, he won't quit until he's had a fit. He to do all 5. He's got a car for every race type. Or every kind. He's got a car for every style. That, yeah, he could do all 5 probably. It'll be a little sketchy, but he might be weak in the second round. Might be. Actually, no. Testing, he was kind of good. He was okay. He might also be shaky during the 4th round. So fast. Unless I can find a better car, I don't think he'd be showing up much past this one. Fury will leg stir, which means he can probably do 3 and 4, but he can't do the finale. And I could probably do all 5. It's a matter of should I do all 5, because putting myself in there in any kind of good car just kind of makes me look like an egotistical maniac. And I'm not actually part of canon, I'm just putting this here because it's in my mind. This is my part of the LP. Keypade's made the decision for 225 episodes. I think it's my turn to make decisions for like 20. And the main decision's adding about 10 characters, myself included. And one that wasn't even intentional. So anyway, I missed basically all the race. So I was ranting about the future of participants and their vehicles. Doesn't look like you have to brake there to me. I don't know. We're just coming up to Metacog. I don't think we've missed anything major though. Oh, that is the end of this. Hey, Justice with 3 points. Alex and that are hit pretty hard by that event. So that's about it, and here are the remaining races. This could probably be 3 laps since Black Cat County long was, I believe. Yeah. Though with this race there, I think that might actually be good because laps there take like 6.5 minutes, but I figure that's a fitting finale. This is the modern version of the race we just did. So 4 rounds to go. Danny has a lead of 8 points. Gearhead's still the only one that hasn't scored yet. XC3 definitely will be the best of the rest here. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, the point system will be different too. You can see here it's 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost sliding, but here it's going to be 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. That's the Formula 1 point system, actually. I figure it'll be higher stakes that way. So yeah, I've explained all these before, but I'm going to go into greater detail about some of the decisions that I made. This is Alex's upper tier production. That literally has the same car, but a roadster. Byrne has the same car. I think out of preference, he prefers this over his alternative. Actually, 3 gets a big upgrade, plus I made it red even though Pony Up was green. The vehicle, XD3, that the joke was based off of from the GBA version of Velocity X, was red. Angels and Justice keep their same car, Otto Von Diesel appears, and basically, that's the new Dr. Justice, given the car that he's in. So Fast does appear in round 2. I forgot I actually gave him Metacog's car, because Metacog found basically a newer version of his own car. I'm trying to think of the last 4. I can't scroll down because, like, there's a big surprise waiting at number 12, and then there's... I think there's a good surprise at 13 as well. And unfortunately, when I bring up that menu, that doesn't, like, I can't move the game in the background. What I could do is if I put something over the cars I don't want revealed in editing. I mean, I'll reveal them all at the end. So I could just wait on that. It's 2 returning vehicles, one of which I don't even remember who it is. So I think I had to change it because the one that there was like in an unfair car at the time. And there's 3 new drivers. Though one doesn't quite fit the canon in any sense until Keyblade does a planned LP that goes later down the line. Which I hope comes sooner than later. Perhaps in the after review of Pinata, or if the game between there is short. Because it's another part of my childhood. Even though it's part of the later part of my childhood. Anyhow, almost as much as Hot Wheels, but... No, who am I kidding? It doesn't get any, nothing gets close to Hot Wheels. There's a weirdo in white, an eccentric designer who is sitting in his office, grumbling about his nemesis, his business opponent, who just suddenly appears and sees an Audi sitting in front of him. And